Welcome to Herd with Trevor. I want to go through something that re-sparked my interest a few days ago from the Toronto Star. A reader's letter was sent in to the editor regarding some unfinished business. It called it regarding some cenotaph and monuments, or two monuments anyways, at the St. Volodymyr's cemetery in Oakville, Ontario. So here's a Toronto Star article where the police acknowledged the cenotaph, and basically at first they called it a hate crime. It's spray painted with the words Nazi war documents, or sorry, monument, and it's a cenotaph dedicated to the Waffen SS, a subgroup. It's actually the 14th Division, and that was basically, it started really back in 1921. The organization of Ukrainian nationalists had formed post-World War II, and it's really a complicated story how there's sort of three sides to how the Ukrainian people did feel in the war. Of course, as we know, most in World War II times were against the Soviet Union, and there were also several Ukrainians, especially Western Ukraine, Eastern Poland, that had it out for the Jewish community, unfortunately. And really, that's what's caused the most of the immigration from the Ukraine. However, we'll go on here a little bit more, and it'll talk about how there's approximately 2,000 known Nazis from World War II that were allowed to enter into Canada and became residents of Canada, therefore had children in Canada and grandchildren, and now great-grandchildren in some cases. All right, so this is the West Oak Memorial Gardens.ca website, owned and operated by St. Volodymyr Ukrainian Cemetery. Not much to see here. I do want to add as a sidebar, please do not go there and try and vandalize this stuff. I understand how hurtful and how hateful that these monuments can be. However, unfortunately, this is private property, so don't go there. You're just going to cause problems for yourself, and I think there's much more appropriate ways that we can diplomatically deal with these kind of situations. Inside Halton.com, Halton's the region where Oakville, Ontario is in, and wanted to bring this picture up here. This is one of the two monuments causing the confusion and hurt, to say the least. This in symbol right on the top here is the signal or symbol that the Waffen SS 14th Division used in World War II, which was known through the Nuremberg trials that this Ukrainian battalion was signed up by the Nazis in Germany. The next site here is Canadian Dimension. It's probably one of the better links that I've got here. It goes into some better detail about the band rights and how the OUN split, and OUNB was the banderist side, while Melnick had the other side. They took a more, what we would call probably a traditional conservative approach, whereas the band rights were most definitely far right, ultra nationalist. What we think of when we talk about Nazi Germany. So the picture here again, just a little closer picture of the emblem here, and it's got the Ukrainian symbols around the outside there, but the British symbol on the inside, and this is just simply the traditional emblem for the Ukraine. This is probably one of the more important paragraphs, a couple sentences there. Unfortunately, these groups were against the Jews, even Ukrainians, right? Because there's Jewish Ukrainians, Russian Ukrainians, Belarusian Ukrainians, Polish Ukrainians, Slovakian, uh, Hungarian. The list goes on and on. There's quite a bit of influence in Ukraine, with the country being, for the most part, only the last 100 years looking the way that we know it as we do now. Old CBC page, investigation continues after spray painting of memorial to controversial military unit, which of course being the Waffen SS, 14th Division of Nazi Germany. And this one is spray painted over top of it, but you can see him behind here, for those who died for the freedom of Ukraine. And CBC certainly whitewashes this whole monument and the challenges it faces. They don't even show the emblem on the top here. They cut this picture off. We saw that in the earlier pictures there. So I don't know, it's a little concerning. They call it the 1st Ukrainian Division of the Ukrainian National Army, which is a fancy way to say the 14th Division of the Waffen SS, right? Integrated into the Ukrainian National Army. I'm going to have to do another talk about that one later. The Ryerson School of Journalism has a pretty well-written set of documents here. They've timelined it, and there's some writing for each article in below. This is the second monument here, honoring the not necessarily Nazis. They collaborated with the Nazis. They supported the Nazis. This was the Ukrainian Insurgents Army, about 1,200 Jewish people that they killed. They used to go on these pogroms, and essentially what that is they'd go from countryside to countryside and search out anyone of the Jewish faith, and they would kill and murder the entire families quite brutally. Another one here, just to show you a little deeper about the story. This one's got a lot of interesting pictures on the top here, with different. This is all in Ukraine back 1943, 1944, and you see the different the Nazi swastika, the SS symbols, there's the symbol that the 14th Division used. The last time that it was vandalized here, goes a little deeper into Canada's own lax history on war crimes. Basically talks about how we let in at least 2,000 known members of Nazi battalions inside the army. Moving over to Edmonton, same challenge over there. Two separate sites in Edmonton have Nazi and Nazi collaborator monuments. Looks like erected in 1973. I'm not sure of the first one here, but it's a statue of Roman Shakevich, which is the problem here, is known for murdering Jews and Poles between 1941 and 1944 in the Waffen SS 14th Division, known as the Freedom Fighters. And the second one, this first one here is a cemetery site. The second one, being a little more odd, is at the Ukrainian Youth Unity Complex. I believe these two sites are very close together, and unfortunately somebody vandalized them. I'm almost hesitant saying that I don't want to encourage any kind of violence or vandalism whatsoever. Any sort of hate crime is certainly not welcome here. Hard to swallow that these are allowed here. They're private properties, which is why they're allowed as monuments and statues to remain. This one comes from Radio Canada International. And I just want to go through the pictures on this one here. This is Roman Shakevchuk. Nope, Shakevich, sorry. And here he is again on this poster here, along with 3 other ultra-nationalists. This is a ultra-nationalist march in Lviv in Ukraine, Western Ukraine. There you can see the black and red bandera flags. This, you can't quite tell here, this is a modified Ukrainian flag with the Waffen SS 14th Division emblem on it. And a few more down here. I'll link all these as always. Here we got the Lviv program. They basically, Lviv wasn't the only place they did that. They did this all across Western Ukraine and into Eastern Poland. Basically same things they were doing in Nazi Germany, just going community to community and collecting anyone of Jewish descent, and they were massacring them. And on the last one here we got, there's Stefan Bandera and Roman Shakevich. That's a tough one there to get through. They call them heroes of Ukraine. This is where the whole Slava Ukraini comes from. It's these far-right ultra-nationalists, and unfortunately there's still a few of them that we're honoring. Getting towards one of the last articles I've got here, Progress Report did an article back in 2021, Roman Shakevich monument. It's the actual pictures with them defaced. Don't do this at home, or go there and do this. Yeah, it's not good to vandalize. I understand how hurtful that this is. However, don't go and vandalize monuments that are on private property. All right, so second last one here. This is just the Ukrainian Canadian Congress website, ucc.ca, and it's basically an umbrella organization for countless different Ukrainian Canadian organizations. And unfortunately, through the years, some of these have been, there's been some ties to some of these Nazi supporters and Nazi collaborators from Ukraine. Not too much to see here on the board of directives. The Grood family, Paul Grood here, he was seen at a Stefan Bandera event and later made an apology. Xeon, not sure, he's got some interesting tradings between Sweden, Canada, and the Ukraine. I don't quite understand it. I'm not suggesting there's anything illegal here. Also found odd, Anna Kropikavia, her legal corporation was donating to the UCC before she got into this position here. She was in a similar position for the Ontario branch. Again, nothing really criminal here. What I do find interesting is this vacant position right here, and I want to try and find some more about this here, because this is where we're going to have some of the challenges with the OUN and the UAP.